Well, hello friends. I hope everybody is doing okay. There's an interesting topic that has been appearing on a number of motorcycle YouTube channels for at least the last few months. Scott from Truckopolis, who we interviewed here on the program, also recently did an interview on this, and it is a very interesting subject. And the question is, how old is someone before they should stop riding a motorcycle? And it's a bit of a tricky question. And I honestly believe there's no single answer to this. And let me explain by this. So there are people that I know who are my age, 50, because Scott and I are almost the same age, and he would probably agree with this, that are almost like people in their 80s. And there's other people that I know who ride motorcycles who are in their 80s and even 90s, who are like people in their 60s and 50s. So it really, I think, all depends. Now, some might argue, or debate, or argue, I would suppose is probably the better word, that once you reach a certain age, you shouldn't ride motorcycles anymore because your motor skills are not going to be as sharp. Again, I think that really comes down to individuals, because everybody is different. Now, a few years ago, there was a motorcycle rider that I came across on YouTube, and he was already into his late 80s, or I believe probably early 90s. And in the 1950s, he was a rally championship for BSA, the British motorcycle brand. And already at the age that he was, which was way over 85, he was still going out every day and doing some off-roading. And it came down to the simple fact that we have seen this before, where sometimes maybe people, they get a certain age, they think, oh, they should stop doing this activity, and then their life kind of goes downhill. But for him to keep sharp, to keep his faculties, his brain in working order, and his stability, and being able to use his motor skills, this was a way of doing it. And he said himself, okay, he wasn't maybe as crazy as he was when he was younger, but he was still able to do it to a certain degree, and it kept him lively and it kept him vibrant. And we have seen this time and time again. The case that I think of immediately has nothing to do with motorcycles, but actually has to do with Alzheimer's. And that was the legendary singer Tony Bennett, who passed away a couple of years ago. And it's interesting, and his doctors and other Alzheimer's specialists have not been able to understand why it was the way it was. He didn't remember his career. There were pictures of very well-known people that were taken of him, and he'd look at them, pictures of Frank Sinatra, Peggy Lee, Ella Fitzgerald, Louis Armstrong, many, many others, and he couldn't even name the people in the pictures, didn't remember what he'd done that morning. But when he went on stage, he can sing his entire songbook without using cue cards or a teleprompter. The last concert that he gave at Carnegie Hall with Lady Gaga said that when they were rehearsing, he couldn't remember her name, but when it came time to going on stage, he remembered her name and was sharp as a whip and was performing as if he had no issues whatsoever. And I have seen this with people that ride motorcycles. A few years ago, the father of a friend of mine, he was a motorcycle enthusiast and rode for, at least 50 years. And then when he turned 75, he thought, well, I'm going to give it up now. This is for somebody who's younger. And literally, overnight, over a period of 2 years, it started to decline. He started to decline. And I've seen this happen with other people. They continue doing something and they continue doing it, and it keeps them going. So I think age, it really depends on the individual. Like I said, some people at 80 are like people at 90. Some people at 80 are like people at 50. It really all depends. So when it comes to age and motorcycling, the only thing that I will tell people, and this is how I live, is if I feel that one day I really cannot anymore, then I will stop. But as long as I can, I'm 50 now, 52 now. So I probably have another 25, maybe, knock on wood, 30 years of writing to do. But I don't think age should be a stopping point. I think it really is up to the individual. Anyway, I'm very curious to find out what you think about this. Leave your comment sections, or rather, I should say, it's my dyslexia, you see. I should say, leave your comments in the section below. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I have a cat that's coming my way who might come into shot any minute. Shimano, do you want to come into shot? Do you want to say hello? No, she doesn't. Like, comment, and subscribe. I just said that, but I'll say it again. And I'll see you very, very soon.